Hi, colleagues. Let me trigger with teaching children. The first sound clip I like just to share with you teaching children organization, teaching your children time management and study skills. Introduce your students to the real satisfaction, that comes from being organized, from being prepared for the learning or learning topics. This point contains tips and practical steps to help your students from good study habits. There are also strategies to encourage your students to make the most of their time and efforts. Included is a simple schedule and checklist and ideas for assessing your students' progress. I've been talking a lot of times about attitude. Just, nine years ago, we talked about attitude. We shared together some information about that, some thoughts and minutiae about the attitude. So let me say attitude is everything. A positive attitude is a powerful tool that fosters enthusiasm, fosters and promotes self-esteem, promotes self-assessment, and creates an atmosphere conducive to learning, vibes conducive to learning. If your students, don't believe in themselves and don't believe in their abilities, capabilities, it is important to change that belief for learning to take place. You can nurture a positive learning attitude by verbalizing positive expectations and by expressing praise for jobs done well and on time. Try these steps for building positive attitude. The first one is showing students that well-deserved self-praise is healthy. Is healthy by commenting aloud on your own performance. Let me say, I like the way you read the story. Frequently mention the satisfaction you get from some work-related job you have done well. The second point, look for opportunities to praise your students' efforts. Even little recognition, as long as it is genuine, goes a long way. Yeah, let me say, just to avoid hello praise. I mean, say words like terrific, spectacular, for truly outstanding accomplishments. You know why? As Dr. Lagna said before, don't make everything very or extremely available uh, because it will, lose the value itself. Okay, instead of that, use smile, light touch on the shoulder of the children, or a wink to recognize everything efforts or everyday efforts that they have done. Number three, encourage your students to look upon their educations as their jobs. You know what I mean? But rather than working for someone else, they are working for themselves. Just, let them know if they get learned well, it will just, come to the side of them. So we say when it comes around, it goes around. So explain that they are building the foundation for the futures. Each thing they learn is like a percolate for the future skyscraper. You know what I mean? So what they do now can help them stand tall and strong throughout their lives. They give them bigger leg upon their students. They never get experience in learning and something of the sort. Encourage your students to develop an interest in what they are learning. Interest is great aid to learning. Explain that more they learn about the subject matter, the more their interest will increase. Um, the next point is giving your students positive reinforcement, for example, for desired behavior and attitudes. Set up a reward system for accomplishing short and long-term goals. When they properly rewards can be an effective way to bring about desired studies habits. Let your students see how you organize yourself as a teacher. Show them your lesson plans, your daily schedule, and other organizational tools you use. Ask them to speculate about what the school day would be like if there were no set plans for what to do and when. Um, the most important point is how to make the tips you present on organization, time management, and study habits meaningful and relevant to your students. For example, are you given in class assignment or in class homework or in class core, ask the students to estimate how long they think you should allow for completing it and why. So why is very important here. Tell them how you estimate the time an assignment or other activity could take and how you rely on these skills daily. And show your students how you schedule your time and activities. Stress the importance of organizations one's time. Point out to your students that way is required to do tasks of which they are not particularly fond of or tend to. Uh, Talk to them about some of the things you must do and how you motivate yourself to tackle them. Encourage your students to use mind motivators, thoughts that get them mentally moving. Have them think about activities they must force. It came back to me the activities that Mrs. Amanda with their students, and how just to make a very good formula with Arabic and English activities from all colleagues. I'm not excluded any one of you, so they must force themselves to do that. Such as homework or getting some praising or something of the sort. Tell students to motivate themselves by applying mind talk to do these things. For example, if I start this now, I'll be done before dinner and I still have time to go out and play. I'm going just to invite myself to just drink juice, cane juice, any kind of juice. I'm going just to make a walk with my best anything of the sort. So help them practice this technique. Believe me, it works. Impress your students that they are in control of what they do. Tell them to visualize being in driver on the bus or bus of life, not a passenger. What I mean by that, you are the controller of your bus, control of future, control of learning product. You have your ability to do something of the sort. A good rule of thumb, I like just to conclude this clip. You have two main responsibilities in helping your students from good study habits. One is to ensure that the subject is presented clearly and reinforced appropriately. The other is to teach your students how to study and how to learn on their own. What I'm believing in is that you have to teach them how to think, how just to design and depict their kind of learning and kind of learning as a product. Okay? So thank you for listening, and just if you'd like to leave any kind of comment, I am probably reply inshallah. Thanks so much. See you.